Welcome to Yah Entertainment's YouTube channel, where we bring to you the latest news, updates, and reviews of all the happenings locally and abroad. Please remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get all new video updates. Today, we'll be looking at some of the top headlines making the news from January 18th through to January 22nd. There has been another seizure of guns and ammunition at the Freeport Wharf in Montego Bay, St. James. Contraband and customs officers unveiled an elaborate stunt to smuggle guns and ammunition in a refrigerator on Monday, January 18, 2021. 3 high-powered rifles, 2 9mm handguns, and more than 100 rounds of ammunition were discovered within the panels of the refrigerator by the Area 1 Contraband Enforcement Team. Reports by the police are that between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. on Monday, customs officers were undertaking routine checks of barrels and other freight at the Freeport Wharf when they detected irregularities with the refrigerator. The appliance was dismantled and the concealed contraband discovered. A senior police source reported that the refrigerator was shipped from an address in the United States and destined for an undisclosed location in Montego Bay. The seizure comes 8 days after major weapons and ammunition seizure at another wharf at Freeport, where 19 illegal firearms and more than 470 assorted rounds of ammunition were seized. Last week's seizure occurred shortly after 6 p.m. when customs officers became suspicious of a barrel shipped from the United States to an address in Falmouth, Trelawney. The officers detected irregularities with the barrel, which supposedly contained toiletries and food, and called the police. A search of the barrels resulted in the discovery of 6 high-powered rifles and 13 handguns. An estimated 200 guns are smuggled into Jamaica monthly, as disclosed by the National Security Minister, Dr. Harris Chang. The police believe that their Get the Guns campaign is crucial to the stemming of the flow of the tools of murder in the North Caribbean country, which recorded more than 1,300 killings in 2020. 2 fatalities in Wat3rford shootout. 2 men who were fatally shot by the police in Waterford, St. Catherine, on Wednesday, January 20th, 2021, are believed to have been on a mission to kill, as reported by investigators. The police are hunting for a 3rd suspect, and 2 firearms were recovered. Residents of Phase 5, commonly called Gaza, reportedly observed men traveling in a Nissan Wing Road motorcar and contacted the police. At about 1:40 p.m., a police team saw the vehicle fitting the description and signaled the driver to stop. The men allegedly shot at the police, who then returned deadly fire. It is reported that the car crashed into the perimeter wall of the Caymanas Park racehorse track. Senior Superintendent of Police Clive Blair, who heads the St. Catherine South Police Division, was at the scene on Wednesday afternoon. One of the gunmen reportedly ran from the crash site along Caymanas Drive and was later found in the yard of a resident. The 2 men were taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. Blair said that the men are not believed to be from the community and used their death as an opportunity to warn criminals not to venture into the St. Catherine South Division. There was heavy security presence, including SWAT and the Jamaica Defense Force soldiers, in Water3rford in the aftermath of the shooting. Former reggae boy player Luton Shelton succumbs to ALS. Jamaicans were left in shock on January 22, 2021 with news of the passing of the former reggae boy player. Shelton, who was 35 years old, died at home after ailing with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, otherwise called ALS, since 2017. ALS is a progressive nervous system disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, causing loss of muscle control. Jamaica Football Federation General Secretary Dalton Wint and Harborview FC head coach Ludlow Bernard said Shelton's passing marked a very sad moment in the nation's football. Known for not only his depth finish up front, but also his pace on the wings, Shelton represented his boyhood club Harborview in the Jamaica Premier League before moving on to Europe, where he had stints at many clubs before returning to Harborview, where he last played before his ailments began. Shelton is the only man in football history to have scored 4 goals on his international debut. In June 2008, he scored 5 goals in 2 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifying games against the Bahamas. He was Jamaica's top goal scorer in their CONCACAF qualification campaign for the 2010 FIFA World Cup with 7 goals. On January 31, 2010, Shelton scored against Canada to equal Paul Young as Jamaica's all-time lead goal scorer with 28 goals. Then, on November 27, 2010, he became the nation's all-time lead scorer with 30 goals after scoring 2 goals against Antigua. He also scored one of the goals as Jamaica registered their first ever win 2-1 over the United States of America in a World Cup qualifier in 2014. He made 75 appearances for the Reggae Boys between 2004 and 2013 and scored 35 goals in the process. The goal count stands today as a record for the Nationals men's football team. Shelton is survived by his wife Bobette and his 3 kids. May his soul rest in peace. Small aircraft crashed in Rocky Point, Clarendon. Investigations are underway. Law enforcement and civil aviation authorities in Jamaica are trying to verify whether the registration number found on an aircraft which crashed in the Rocky Point area of Clarendon is legitimate. The aircraft crashed late Saturday evening on January 23, 2021 and was shortly after located by the Jamaica Defense Force in shallow water in the vicinity of Rocky Point. The aircraft was not severely damaged and no cargo was found aboard. There were also no occupants of the plane when it was located. It is understood that aviation authorities in Jamaica had no prior knowledge to fly the aircraft into Jamaican airspace. Aviation officials in Kingston were alerted to the presence of the aircraft shortly before the crash when its occupants sought assistance. A search is now underway to determine the whereabouts of the occupants of the plane. The registration information on the aircraft suggested it was registered in Mexico, then subsequently deregistered. The high-level investigation, which is underway, involves several agencies in Jamaica to include the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defense Force, and the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority. Feel free to comment and let us know what was your highlight for this week. Remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Thank you for making it Wat3rford Entertainment. See you soon.